Welcome to the Red Blizzard Show, video, intermission, whatever you want to call it. I was just sitting there thinking early on today, actually the last few days, and I was thinking back to the 90s, like, in my opinion, how great the 90s was, how revolutionary the 90s was as far as ideas, creativity, music wise, movie wise. There was a lot of original creativity and content to be absorbed back then. Just like new ideas, fresh ideas, just coming out of the woodworks. But one thing I noticed as the 90s was nearing an end, I would say 1998, like the closer we got to the year 2000, you started to notice a shift as far as idealistically how people treated each other. Like how it is now, we look at it like up is down, down is up. You know, the way you view things now is like, if you tell the truth about something, you are the bad guy. You are excoriated. You are someone who needs to be canceled. But on the other hand, this other person that is a blatant liar, who's willing to lie about anything at any given time, they are the hero. And back in the 90s, going to the 2000s, you started to see little glimpses of it. You started to notice it. You even started to hear the difference in hip hop and how it was starting to change. Now, at the time, we didn't know what we were experiencing, what we were, what we were listening to, as far as what was to come. But I feel like once we got to the year 2012, it was like something about that Mayan calendar. And I ain't trying to go into the tea leaves right now. No, I ain't trying to put on my tinfoil hat, but something about the Mayan calendar and 2012. When you look back at it, you look back at that time period, and then you look at how things are right now, it's almost as if someone, something, however you want to look at it, unplugged the world, especially America, because for years we was looked at as the world leaders, whether by whatever means we got that title. It is what it is. But America had started to morph into something just totally unrecognizable today. Look at movies, TV shows. Just think about this. Denzel Washington is in his 60s. But it feels like, and it seems like, he's the last strong male masculine hero that's left. It's like all these other movies, they always find a way to usurp the man's power. In all these movies, all these TV shows, it doesn't matter which is which. That's always their goal. It's like their main plot line is it's the same thing over and over. What can we do to piss off the men? What can we do to make the men the villain? To make the men imbeciles? I know. Put a woman as a co-star in a movie and give her the bulk of screen time, bulk of the lines, bulk of the story. The storyline should center around her, basically. And all the men would basically just be an afterthought. And this is every movie now. It's every movie now. So when I got the news, first of all, I knew about this. I knew about the Ahsoka premiere. Had no intentions of watching it. Wasn't interested in it whatsoever. Not one bit. But you look at the 1.2 million in U.S. households watch the premiere over its first 6 days. So it wasn't like a one night thing and boom, 1.2 million people watched. This is over the course of 6 days. Now I knew it was going to be a flop, but it's just a symptom of a bigger problem that's been going on for a while now. Just like in hip hop, these record labels or whatever you want to call them, the machine pushing the same kind of women rappers up to the front. All of them talking about the same stuff, dressing the same, content is exactly the same, act the same, and they're being force fed on the public. And it goes hand in hand with all the other nonsense that's being pushed on the forefront. For those of you who either you've seen it or you're a fan of Big Trouble in Little China, picture that character, Kurt Russell, in a movie today. Picture Jack Burton in a movie today. They would be ready to string him to two different ends, two different trucks, and have him drive in two different directions and snap him in half. They would be ready to ban him to the farthest island that you can imagine just for his character. In this climate, you would never be able to make another Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, like, really make it without censoring it to the point where everybody that liked the original wouldn't even want to see a continuation of the story because it would be butchered and ruined, just like Star Wars, just like Marvel. And DC, DC Comics, they well on their way too. They want to follow up behind Marvel. But I started noticing the shift towards the end of the 90s. Around 2012, I definitely felt it. Like something is not right. The world today is unrecognizable. In a bad way, in an extremely bad way. If the Ahsoka series was a rap album in the 90s, you can say it's on its way to becoming triple wood, triple tin foil, triple aluminum. Ain't nobody trying to watch that crap. It's saddening and maddening at the same damn time. But see, what's going to happen is, especially Hollywood and the music industry, because one thing that cannot be ignored in this lovely country called America is capitalism in America. It's a lovely thing. And no matter what your ideology is and how stubborn you want to be, the money is going to dry up because people are tired of all this woke crap changing the race of characters to appease one side or the other, only to have the movie flop, new TV shows flopping, just like Ahsoka is going to do. And I'm willing to bet you any amount of money you want to bet, I guarantee you, there will be no season 2 of Ahsoka. And the way the initial episode went, this might not even last a whole season. They might nix this in the bud right away. As well they should. Nip it in the bud. You just wonder, what is it going to take for people to learn their lesson? When I say people, I'm talking about Hollywood. I'm talking about the music industry, the hip hop industry, especially. It's like creativity is, if you're a creator and you want to be creative, it's like it's frowned upon now. It's like, what are you doing? How dare you put so much thought in crafting your art? We don't do that anymore. Oh, hell nah. You too smart. You listen to people like Glorilla who had the audacity to say being the smartest person in a room is not a flex. Oh, so being the dumbest person is? When we started celebrating being stupid? So now we bragging about how many books we don't read? We bragging about no longer being able to form complete sentences because that's lame now. I just feel like 2012 was the marker. I felt it in the 90s, but 2012 seems like it was the marker. It's like maybe the Mayans knew something about how the world would change for the worse, in my opinion. And you still have 81 million idiots who voted this garbage administration into office. Can't hear y'all at all right about now. Not even a peep. Y'all can't even be an adult about it and admit that you were wrong. And I agree with the pick and the thumbnail. It's sometimes it just feels like you just gotta treat America like a computer or some kind of electronic device, or like you're rebooting your phone. Sometimes you just gotta unplug it and plug it back in. And in 2024, we're gonna unplug this administration and plug back in Trump 2024. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's noticed this. It's to the point where I don't even want to watch movies, or you know what I'm saying? It's like the only thing that I enjoy is football now. You know, I'm actually excited about the NFL season that's coming up. 'Cause I think my Chicago Bears is about to shock the world. Now I ain't saying we gonna win the Super Bowl or nothing, but we gonna be in there. We gonna be in the playoffs. That's my prediction. You heard it here right now before the season even start. The Chicago Bears is going to the playoffs. And whoever we play in that first game, we going to whoop their ass. Believe that. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here for a minute and spit some stuff that was on my mind. You know, I grew up watching Star Wars, and I'm just, you know, I ain't gonna say I'm an expert at every little nook and cranny of it, but I enjoyed the movies. I enjoyed George Lucas's work, and it's very disappointing to see what's being done to the art that he created. I mean, it's being butchered. And apparently a lot of people feel and think the same way. Because, I mean, just look at the numbers. The debut episode of Ahsoka. 6 days and all you get is 1.2 million. I don't know about y'all, but I call that a flop. This is why the 90s, in my opinion, is the golden era. Golden era of music, golden era of movies. I mean, before all the feminist overtones came in, you know, you had some good movies in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. But it's like it was a concerted effort in the music industry and in Hollywood to phase out all masculine, straight male characters. It's like they didn't want another generation of men really being men. And I'm not sure I know what that's about, other than intentionally making America weaker. Why would you want America to be weaker? Well, in my personal opinion, maybe a foreign power, a foreign government is willing to pay some money under the table to certain politicians and government officials to look the other way and allow certain things to happen. In conjunction with Hollywood and music industry. Hollywood and the music industry are multi-billion-dollar industries. So the money they generate holds a lot of weight. So if you sway that money one way or the other, you can usurp the power of America and bring in a Trojan horse to destroy America. And that's what's going on right now. Anyway, let me roll over here to the PS5. Give me some mental relaxation. Y'all be easy out there. If you enjoy my content, share the videos. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit up the Cash App. $ Cobra Clutch 357. I'm out.